Hey guys, Jackie here. So in this video today I want to talk eye brushes. Yes, I want to talk about eye brushes and what brushes are good for what type of blending and packing and all that fun stuff. So I come to you bareface, no makeup on. I hope you don't mind. I hope I didn't scare you. Anyways, let's get through my little spiel and then we'll get into all these lovely brushes. Not all of them, because I have doubles. Anyways, so, okay. If you like this video and find it helpful, please hit that like button. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Hit that bell to become part of the hashtag Notification Nation so YouTube will alert you as soon as my videos go up. And in my description box, you will find my links to my social medias, my Facebook page, and also YouTube channels of those whom I care about. So if you want to check them out, feel free. Links are in the description box. Okay, now that that is done, let's get into the brushes. I don't know why I keep doing this. Let's start off with these lovely, big, fluffy brushes. Okay, so these are all fairly same size. See, all very big, very fluffy. And these brushes are going to give you a nice spread. I want to say spread of shadow, but it's going to give you a nice even spread of shadow. Why can I not think of real words that would work here? Okay, so this is going to be fun because I'm going to go crazy. I'm just going to pick wild colors just so you can see what I'm saying. So I'm going to take this color, reddish color. Okay, so ready? See how much room that brush takes up? No, I did not prime. It doesn't matter. We're just showing examples, and yeah. So you see how that took up all that room. So these are really good shadows. I swear I'm awake. I swear. I got sleep. These are really good brushes for like transition shades. You know, you want to cover all that. It's good for transition shades. So big fluffy brush, blends well, great for dispersing shadows in big areas, great for transitions. Now, if you want like a crease a crease color, you kind of want to tone it down a little. So you want smaller brushes, and depending on how you want to do your crease, you can have like smaller brushes that are more dense and will concentrate color in a more specific area and won't disperse the color out as much or blend it away as much. Or these will give you that shadow in your crease, but it blends it out as well. So it blends it nicely. Oh boy, it blends it nicely because it is loosely packed, so the brushes will, I'll show you. And this is a more dense one as well. So I will show you, this can also be considered a packing brush, but because it's fluffy, it can also be used in the crease. Let me find a color that will work. Let's see, any color will work. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's see here. You see how that is concentrated more I wish I could see what I was doing better. More in that one area, and then it blends out just a little. Doesn't blend out too far. Most of the pigment is stuck. I need to practice words because clearly I'm using all the wrong words. That pigment is mainly placed in that one area and just blends outside just a little. Okay, now you get a looser brush, one that is packed more loosely, and you will see how that is a lighter, more dispersed. I hope you can see this. Lighter, more dispersed, and more blended out than that. You see how that is more condensed to this area? This is more dispersed, blended, and diffused. You see what I'm saying there? So a looser brush will diffuse it and blend it beautifully. See what I'm saying? Need makeup wipes. Okay, so I could just show this all on my eyes. It would make a lot of sense. Okay, so we get the transition shade fluffy brush situation. Okay. So we get that. Okay, I will show you on my eye what I am talking about because it may be more informative than showing you on my arm. Okay, so we're going to, let me get a Kleenex and just kind of dab that dry. We don't want it to be wet because then the shadow will stick to one spot and that's not what we're trying to do. Okay, so here's that smaller, more denser brush. You see how that is more concentrated right here in the crease where that color is mostly right there. See what I mean? And it blends out a little, but not too far because it's more concentrated right here in that crease. Okay? Let's do this one now. And do you see how this is automatically dispersed more out and more blended as well? It's not as concentrated in the crease. So it's really, you can obviously build up, which is what most people do, but it blends out more effortlessly with a looser packed brush. But it also takes more building if you want the intensity of the color. I hope this is making sense to you guys. I really do. If it isn't, let me know and I will try to find a way to explain it even better. But yeah, so see how that focuses it? And this is more blended, you see? Probably should have used a primer so you could see my eyes are a little dark, but that would have been a waste of a lot of primer in this video, that's for sure. Of course, I could use concealer. Jackie. It's amazing the things that come into my head when I'm in the middle of making a video. Okay, so those are the fluffier, more off the lid type brushes. Now, for on the lid, there are flat. Let's see. Where's the flat one I really like? I like really flat ones for the lid. But if you're gonna go with a shimmer, we'll go with a pink shimmer. Pink shimmer, and you put it on the lid. Just using the brush. It'll give it a wash of the shimmer. but not too intense. See? It's there, but it's not crazy there. If you want to intensify it, then you take a setting spray, or I'm using water, and you spray it on the brush, and then put it on, and you see that intensify. Just like that. See how that's more intense than it was when we just went on with just the brush? And then I always go back in and put a little dry on because it just helps it be more intense. So flat brushes are really good for that. They are good for lid colors, shimmers, dry if you want a hint of that shimmer, wet if you want it more intense. However, I personally am one of those people who prefers to use her finger when it comes to shimmers. I have learned that your finger, for some reason, I'm not even sure why, to be honest with you, but it always makes it more intense. Look at that. One swipe compared to this with a wet brush. So if you really want your shimmers to show up, look at that. Look at that. Look at the difference. And this is why I'm always using my finger when it comes to shimmers. That's intense. Now, you want to intensify it more, you spray your finger, but don't overspray your finger. You want it damp, you don't want it soaking wet. So spray your finger and then even more intense. See that? Beautiful. And by the way, these are the exact same colors. Just put on different methods. So, booyah. You can pack it on all day long, or you can one swipe it with a finger, and that will be the end of that. Okay, so there's lid. I hope this is helping explain to you why I do my makeup the way I do my makeup. Why, yeah, in case you guys are always wondering, why is she always using her finger? Why is she always, that's why. So, okay, now for the outer corner edge, outer part. There are several ways to do it. You can take a flat brush, similar to the one we use for the lid, and you can go into, whatever color you want to use in the outer corner, and you can pack it on like so, and just kind of disperse it using that brush. Like so. That's really good at packing on the color. If you really want to pack it on and make sure that is intense, it's really good to use a flat brush to pack that on. Now, these brushes are smaller. I usually will use this E.L.F crease brush. It's small. I like it. It can put it on and blend it out, which is exactly what I'm looking to do. This is packed on. This is blended on, like packed on and blended out. It's easier to blend with a fluffier brush, which I'm sure you have gathered throughout this video. See how that blended out? And that's more packed on. So unless you're just packing it on, a fluffy brush is helpful. Now, these two. This is a pencil brush, but it is a thicker pencil brush. It will give you more area. It will cover more area. This is a thinner pencil brush, pointed, so it's more like detailed. So let's take the thicker brush and we will put it here, and then you can use the thicker brush to kind of blend it out in a small area. But it doesn't blend as well as a fluffy brush because it's more dense. It blends. You see that fly tried to get on my eye? It blends smaller area. This is even smaller. See what I'm saying? Like this is for like real intense, like crease. Like you really want to get that deepness in your crease. So you take something like this and you just put that color right there. More detailed. This fly is making me angry. More detailed in the crease. See? So there's more detail. That's more blended out in the crease. More intense in the crease. More shape. More definition. See the difference? So it really depends on the density of the brush. Obviously the size of the brush, the bigger the brush, the more ground you're going to cover, and the density of how packed the bristles are will determine on how it will blend out. So I think you get that. So for the bottom, I like to use something like this is the Ulta eyeshadow brush. It's flat but also a little fluffy, so I like to take that and use just the tip, and it goes under my eyelashes very well. It is like perfect for just putting it down and blending it out so it's not too intense. So small, thin fluffies are very good for that. Okay, let's go to the, where am I? Okay, the flat stamper. This is a flat-edged stamp-like brush. That is good for getting intense shadow right up against your lash line. Just kind of stamp it there to get that intense color right up under the lash line. So you see how this is more intense and this is more blended out. So you take this and it blends it along. Take this and it stamps it, and it's more intense, more vibrant, more ba-boom in your face. So there's that. This is the E.L.F. concealer brush. I like to use small brushes like this. Sometimes they're called lip brushes. This one doesn't have a name. But small ones like this are really good for getting the inner corner, that inner corner highlight, and right under that brow bone. So these small little brushes are really good for the inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. That's what I like to use those for. And there are also these big eyeshadow brushes, which if you want to take like a matte shade, like I'll take this matte lid cream skin color and just tap it on. Let's say you have like a brown smoky eye going on and you want the lid to be like just a neutral lid shade, then you use these big flat-ish shadow brushes to pack on that neutral eye shade. So that is what I use those for. Yeah. And then, of course, we have the liner brushes, which are, you can use these as a liner brush. Dip that in your cream gel liner, and you take it and use it to line your eyes. Or I personally like the angled liner brushes like that. That way I can get, you know, a good, because it's angled, so if you want to do a wing, it's really good for getting that outer wing part. Yes. Yes. And if you have a skinnier one, maybe you use shadow, make a shadow wing or a shadow line, and it's really good at just lining and kind of smudging at the same time if you want that smudgy shadow liner look. Like so. Can you see that? So yeah, those are my brush tips. Gotta say, there's a whole lot of brushes out there, but those are really the only brushes that I ever really need to use for anything. I just have a whole lot of them. So, you like my eye look? As I'm not purda. So, I hope that this video was helpful to you. And I also hope that you understood it and you will be able to use these tips and stuff in your makeup routine. And I also hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.